Debt. Ugh. When we hear that word, a lot of us cringe. Especially if you have it right now. It sucks. I know from personal experience how much it sucks to have debt. It makes you feel like you're like suffocating in it and as if there's no way out of it. But I want you to know that there is a way out of it, and that there is hope, and that there is light at the end of the tunnel. I was able to get rid of my debt about 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, and I'm still debt free. I do not mess with credit cards unless it's travel rewards. I only got a travel rewards credit card because in South Africa I needed that, and so far I like do not owe any money. I've been diligent, and in this video I want to share with you the things that personally helped me in my life to become debt free, and they have been life changing because I'm still doing it till this day. And yeah, so if you're currently going through debt, there's nothing wrong with that. Don't think you're like the worst person ever, because you're not. When I was going through debt, I was like, oh man, this sucks, like I hate this. But then I started thinking like, okay, what are the good things about this? Because in every bad situation there has to be something good. And so good thing about this is like my credit score is bomb, and because of that I was able to rent places. So my credit score is good, and because of that, if I need to get a car, if I need to get a loan, if I need to do anything, I'm able to, because I have such a high credit score and I am diligent in paying off my credit card each month. But then the problem with credit cards is when you spend, let's just say $2,000, and you're only making your minimum payments, let's just say $25, and they give you just 1 year to pay off. That's how they get you, when they tell you, oh, you have 1 year where you're not going to pay any interest. And then things happen in life, whether your car broke down, you just lost your job, and then you're like, shoot, what do I do? So I got my first credit card trying to build my credit score. And also I thought I was being super smart because I bought these big diamond earrings on sale, and I thought, great, like I'm gonna build my score and I'm gonna have these earrings, which are a great investment. And they're not these earrings, they're other earrings I had. So I thought like I'm doing a great thing, and then from there I went crazy and started getting a bunch of credit cards, and then thought to myself like, I have a year, I'll pay it off. But then things happened in life and I wasn't able to pay off my credit cards. And then 2 years after, I found myself like just with this high interest in my credit cards, and I honestly felt like I was suffocating. I felt like there was no way out. It would honestly make me feel down, and I wanted a way out. And I started praying and asking God for direction. And during that season in my life, I was learning about stewardship in the Bible and what it meant to be a steward, a good steward. And I realized that a good steward is someone that that does good in whatever they do, whether it's at school, work, life. They're just diligent in being good and being the best and giving it just everything they can. Like their Bible says, like, let everything you do be done unto the Lord. So that just being a good steward really inspired me to want to get out of debt. But also this woman named Dani Johnson, she's a millionaire who I started to go to events. I started to go to her events and also watch her on YouTube. And I would say that it was her YouTube channels that completely just helped me so much. I feel like God put her in my path to help me pay off that debt. Like God really hears those prayers. Amen. Okay, so some of the things that I did to get rid of my debt were that I learned from Dani Johnson, and also just being a good steward and being diligent, were to live below your means. It's not always comfortable, but you gotta do what you gotta do to get rid of your debt. And living below your means looks different for everybody. I had to start off by whenever I would go to the grocery store, I would just spend as much money as I would want to in food. Like if I spend money on anything, it was on food, and I would spend like so much money at the grocery store because I wanted to eat nice things. I was just used to eating nice things. So I went from like shopping at Ralph's and Trader Joe's to like shopping at Food for Less for a while. Not just Food for Less, but I would work it out where I could go to Trader Joe's and go to Food for Less. So I had to give myself a budget. So if I was spending $100 and something a week, I then cut it down to about $50-$60 a week, and I made sure that I stick to my budget for a long time until I paid off my debt. So I started figuring out ways to buy cheaper chicken and all of the things I needed. For example, Food for Less, and then if I like for fresh vegetables and certain things I needed, I would get it at Trader Joe's. So there is ways. Also, I would go as far as like with the shampoo, toothpaste, before I would just throw it out as soon as I couldn't really get it out. Then I learned like, no, you finish that shampoo till like, there is no drop left, put water in it. But it's just little things like that do save you money and make a difference. So if you're making a payment on your credit card, let's just say if you're right now doing $25, I want to encourage you to say, okay, I know I'm paying $25 and I'm not making that much money at work. I want to encourage you to take it a step further and go from paying $25 to $50 or $75, because once you start going up to like 50 or 70, you will see a huge difference in the next few months in how much your credit card is going down. So I started off by like paying $100 a month. I went from like $25 to $100, and then I went as far as doing $300 a month. I was for me, it became very motivating to see that the number go down. So I would encourage you to make your credit card your bill, to get excited to see the numbers go down. Like, make that be your excitement, your focus, your everything, so that you can get out of it. If you have things at home that you really don't need, whether it's like if you have things at home that you're really not using, but you know you can make money out of them, I would encourage you to sell them on Facebook Market, on Craigslist, have a garage sale, and use all that money to go towards your killing that financial debt that you have. Other things you can do is sell on eBay, Facebook Market, your friends, garage sales, and then if you don't even have things to sell at home, I would encourage you to like cook some food, some spaghetti, or make some cookies. Do whatever you have to do and share with your family and friends, like, hey, I'm trying to get rid of my debt. Can you support me by buying this? And like, you'd be shocked. Some people really want to come alongside you and support you. Like, if I knew a friend was really diligent in getting rid of their debt and they did something like buy cookies, I'd be like, here's $30. I'm so proud of you. Depending on how much money I have or had during that time, to just give away and be like, here's for your credit card debt. Yeah. So if you have debt, like, just know that there will be people that want to come alongside of you and support you. Other things you can do, which are crazy but are possible, is an example. One of my really good friends, she's actually one of my best friends, she has been working on getting rid of student loans, and she has been working 7 days a week for 1 year. And I know it's crazy and it sounds insane, but when you want to get rid of that debt, you will find a way. And better to work for a whole year full time than to be that person in the next 5 years who still has debt and is struggling to pay it off. Like, things come up in life, and you do not want to be bound up to anything. You do not want to feel like you're chained, because it does affect how you feel and how you the decisions you make. Something like debt can make you sometimes think like, oh, who cares if I spend another $300? I already have thousands of dollars in debt. But when you do that, you're like literally telling God, doesn't matter, I'll find a way. You're relying on yourself to find a way, yet you're not being good or a good steward with what you have. So the moment you work on being a good steward, right where you're at with what you have, like, God shows up in a powerful way. He's faithful to provide more. When you're focused on sowing good seeds, on sowing what you can with what you have. Like, God's gonna come and just water your harvest and give you more for the things you have been doing to be a good diligent, for the things you have been doing to be good and diligent. For me, I had to get to this point where I had to start selling things off, or just finding ways to you know, not be in debt. And sometimes I wouldn't really like be able to buy the nice things I wanted. But then later on, when I was debt free, people would just give me really cool things, or I was able to afford them. So I just feel like that's God's way of just showing up in a powerful way to in a way like say, well done, my faithful servant. I don't know if that's God's way or what it is, but all I know is that like God is truly faithful, and if you're planning good things, God shows up in a powerful way, because God loves nothing more than just a faithful and good person giving their best right where they're at. So yep, I hope this video was helpful. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, comment what you think, and yeah, I will see you guys soon. You got this. It's not the end of the world. You're gonna survive, and yes, you can pay this debt off.